Hello everyone and welcome back to a new episode of Seaside to Superstars. In today's episode we're hoping to keep on our good run in the league, as well as get through the first qualifying round of the FA Cup against Skegness Town. So, since you was last with us, I've only played 2 games to be honest. We played Stratford Town and Hornchurch and we won both of those games. Form's quite good to be fair. We've only lost the 2 matches, we've not drawn yet, but we're on quite a good run, 5 wins in a row if you include the cup game, 4 league wins, so that's promising stuff. Jim Mitchell's found his goal scoring touch in the last game as well, which is nice to see that guy back on our score sheet. Not a lot to ramble about. I don't think anything's changed transfer wise. I think you've seen everything. So, we're going to just jump straight into today's match in the FA Cup against Skegness. I don't want to change too much because I think the FA Cup's still an important one. It's obviously a money spinner, so I think I'll put Snodden on the bench. Jennings is still not fully fit yet, and Akhazan still isn't fully fit yet. So I'll stick with these front 3. Yeah, I'm still short on the left-hand side, but we can only do what we can do. Right, so I'm not going to recognise any of them players because it's Skegness. Although we do have them in the league in a few weeks, so this could be a good warm-up for that. We're immediately on the attack inside the first minute, showing our intent. So they're quite well aware that we're going for this game. We're not here to play for a draw or scrape through. We're going straight for the scruff of the neck. Fenland picks that up, plays it back to McAdams. Nice and calm. McAdams taking a little bit too long. And Dean with the ball forward. It doesn't find its player. And Skegness are on the attack, but that's cleaned up nicely. Mora coming down the right hand side now. Good ball in. Spinelli's on the end of it. It's just over the bar. He does like an header, does Spinelli. He's scored a few for us this season already. There's Mutswungama. That's a name and a half, isn't it? He's got in though, but it's comfortable for McAdams in the end. They're also clearly not here just to sit back and relax. They're here to give us a game. Cooper, long throw. Thompson-Sommers, we know he can hit him. Flynn and Dean. Thompson-Sommers, it's just wide. We know the guy's got a shot on him. We've seen it a few times this season. There's the corner from Thompson-Sommers. It hits the crossbar. And we've got ourselves another corner. Thompson-Sommers to swing it in again. It's headed out this time. Brooks clears it up. Good match so far. We've managed 7 shots in the first 25 minutes, so that's good. Managers getting them focused and fired up. There's some interesting names in that team. There's a lot of double barrels. Although it's kind of becoming a thing in these newer generations, the double barreled surnames. Didn't used to see it quite as often, but I guess it's from split families where kids take both surnames, or the married couple just don't take the husband's name. Cooper hits it. What a finish from Aaron Cooper! The right back, he's got an incredible shot on him, that guy. He's definitely been a good enough replacement for Cropper. Cooper with the throw. It's a good one. Spinelli's on the end of it. Makes it easy for Dean to head in. Spinelli heads it out of the keeper's hands, and Dean is just there to mop it up at the back post. Nice and easy. So we've got 2 goals from as defenders. Cooper with the throw again. Didn't make its mark this time. Flynn hits the back of one of our own players. Spinelli's there. It's crept over the line. Kevin Spinelli's got 8 goals already this season. Turning out to be a good signing. And what worries me is I could probably lose all of these players for nothing. Just like last season, because we're doing well. It's just a matter of time before other clubs come sniffing around. We're 3-0 up. Time to make a few changes, I think. Give a few players some rest. Rowan Wilson can come on. Keano Robinson can come on. And Dylan Snodden can come on. In fact, no, let's give Harvey a game. Give Flynn a rest, because he's our main left midfielder and we need to keep him as fit as possible for as long as possible. Harvey's not quite got it in him to have an extended run in the team yet. Robinson, ooh, he's come inside well there and got a good shot away. We've got a corner out of it. Wilson, just over the bar this time from Ndine. 29 shots we've had, 14 on target. That's some impressive stuff from Skeggy. Serrato, Brooks. We've managed to... It's a bit scrambly in the 18-yard box. They've managed to get a shot away, but it's narrowly whiskered past the post. Ndine lumps it forward, aiming for Anderson. Mitchell picks it up, but can't quite finish. I think he had a bit more time, he could have got a bit closer there. But it doesn't matter. We've got a 3-goal lead. We can afford to be taking shots from distance if we want. Mitchell gets in the tackle, clears it up to Spinelli. He's run through one-on-one from the halfway line. That would have been a beautiful goal if he could have finished that off. We have signed some good players here, lads. Spinelli. Good ball forward. Mitchell couldn't get to it. Now Wilson Riney's through. Can't beat McAdams though. Fenlon clears it. Try to cling on to the clean sheet now, lads. Christian Cummins has got booked. Doesn't matter too much. There we are. It's 3-0. We're through to the next round of the FA Cup. See what kind of financial gain we've got from that. I don't know if there's a second qualifying round. I'm not sure how many qualifying rounds there is. I know the FA Cup starts early for the lower leagues. We've got £6,000 out of that. We're through to the second qualifying round. How many rounds is there? Rules. Wow, get to 4. There's 4 qualifying rounds before you get into the proper. So we got out of the second preliminary. We've done the first qualifier. Now we're into the second qualifier. The draw date is tomorrow. We got £6,000. We're still in debt, but we're improving. Kevin Spinelli, the young 19-year-old, was fantastic again. Let's just have a look. Is anybody getting sniffed around? McAdams is wanted by Newport Pagnell. Keane Flynn's still wanted by quite a lot of teams. Keano Robinson's wanted. Usher Shipway's under offer from Stocksbridge. Ross Fleming's under offer from Wroxham and Hartford. Adlard's wanted by 13 clubs. Sam Salis is wanted. Jamie Holmes is wanted. I'm not worried about any of those guys leaving, apart from Flynn, because I don't have any cover for him. And that's purely the only reason. I mean, he's not impressive. If I could get another left midfielder in, I could let him leave. Look at Julius and Dean. He's 5-star at this level. And Aaron Cooper's not far behind either. Youngsters as well. Right, less of me babbling. We'll be back for Peterborough Sports in the league. We are currently second, 3 points behind Tamworth with a game in hand, and the board expected us to avoid relegation. So the board are very happy. We are at an A+. They're delighted with the way we're going in the league. They're very pleased with how we're going in the FA Cup. So, thumbs up all around. Right, we're back in league action. Let's see if we can keep this form going. I've got both of my full-backs out suspended, which isn't ideal. Both had an accumulation of yellow cards. Where's Ross Fleming? There he is. So, we've got a bit of a full-back change now. That'll do. I don't think I've got much cover. Keano Robinson can play on both sides. He's as good as Fleming. Wilson, sorry, and Fleming, so he can stay on the bench because he could cover for both of them. Right, let's see if we can continue this winning run that we're on. If we can get enough points on the board early in the season and get a good foundation at the top end of the table before we start losing everyone, that would be nice. Because I know it sounds negative, but it's inevitable at some point we are going to start losing players. Wilson, Fenlon, Spinelli, unlucky, well blocked. No, he was offside, doesn't matter. Thought we got ourselves a corner there. Joe Young is actually one of our old goalkeepers as well, so we're up against him from a couple of seasons ago. Hopefully show him that he's made a mistake by leaving us, but never mind. Here's Mitchell. Can he cross it? It doesn't matter. He's tucked it in at the near post. Absolutely brilliant. Not a lot of strikers would have taken that on. A lot would have tried to knock it across him or squared it, but he's gone for the near post and he's finished it brilliantly. Where are we now? Bet Victor, Premier Division Central. That's what we want to see. So Tamworth are currently drawing. Yates, Burns, Richardson. I thought you were going to hit that then, the way you were running up to it. Oh, little flick there. That's a nice play from Peters. That was a beautiful goal. Take my hat off to you. I'm not going to get upset by that. I don't think there was very much my defence could have done about that. Mitchell's in. Can he get us back in front? No, he's toe bunged it wide. I think it was meant to be the outside of his boot, but it looked like he toe bunged it. Oh, Tamworth playing. Don't like they are. This must be his game in hand over him then. Fenlon heads that clear. Thompson Sommers heads it carelessly to Peters. Richardson's there again, but we've cleaned up this time. Mitchell's gone down, but Spinelli's picked up the ball. He's finished that fantastic as well. Rifled it into the bottom corner. Kevin Spinelli is turning out to be one of our better signings this season. I think picking signing of the season is going to be tough for our fans. But for me, I think Spinelli's just taking it at the moment. Mitchell not quite come back as I was hoping he would. But this team are by no means an easy team to be beaten. They're up in the upper echelons of the league table, challenging us. Currently in the playoff places. They're not far behind. Not said it out, but they've picked it up. Still a threat here from him. We've got 3 men on him. And he's gone down. No booking. Just a free kick. Good save, McAdams. Apparently that's a goal kick. It looked to me like he'd saved it. But never mind. Yes, Peterborough Sports are 4 behind us at the minute as it stands. So we were tight until this game. So these are the teams we do want to be beating. Unlucky from Flint. Worth an effort. We know we can hit them. Got a lot of confidence in this team as long as we can keep them together. And it's keeping them together that's going to be the hard part, I think. Because once other teams above us start to realise what we are doing, obviously they'll start picking them apart. Even other teams at this level. Because you've got to remember, even though we are top of the league at the minute, we're still pegged as relegation favourites. So, with reputation, if a team in this league comes in for one of these players, you would think they're going to go, maybe leave. Although, I wouldn't say we're going to get relegated now. I think we're far too high up the table for that to happen. I don't know what Spinelli were doing then. He looked harder to miss than he did to score, but... Ooh, Calvin Anderson's worse for wear. Adlard can come on. It's a shame for Adlard because he had a good season last year. But with the guys that we brought in, it's just not quite up to it. Well, not to their standard anyway. He could definitely cut it at this level, I think. Scored a lot for us last season. Especially after Mitchell had gone. And kind of left to him and Anderson. And between them, they did well because we won the league. Oh, Mora, is it crossbar on the post? Chain it. Wilson's there. Adlard's got it now. Good ball into Mitchell. Them two linking up again, and there he is. He's finished it. Adlard and Mitchell, just like the good old days. linking up nicely. Let's have a look. Ross Fleming's looking a little bit shattered. Kean Flynn's not... Where's my left back? Left midfielder. God damn it. Have I not got enough substitutes on the bench? I'm going to have to do a bit of shuffling, I think, on the bench. Let's give Mullock a game. Oh, we're going to bring Snodden on. Snodden's a better player, but we're 3-1 up. Mora, Mitchell, makes it 4. Comfortable now. Comfortable. 6th goal of the season for Mitchell. Yeah, still make the changes. I think we've got this one now. Unless we implode, we'd definitely have to self-destruct. It's like watching Barcelona. Skeg-alona. That's what we're going to call Skeg-alona. Who needs Lionel Messi when you've got Spinelli, eh? Mora. Ah. Just ignore my phone. I'm going to tackle in. Morris, Waters, Richardson. He can hit a ball. He's scored 2 absolute thunderbolts in this game. Fair play to him. I want to have a look at him, actually. He's a central midfielder. Let's have a scout. He's scored 2 brilliant goals. Peters, Richardson. Is it another one? We did this in the last video against Basingstoke. Conceded a couple of goals late on. That one's been disallowed, but it's like we switch off. Wilson. Just keep possession. That'll do. Let the clock run down. And Dean. Just throwing that over to Adlard, who's picked it up. Spinelli at the back post, nice and easy. Young is not having a good game against his old club. I think he's looked at this team and gone, they've got good. So 3 goals for Mitchell, 2 goals for Spinelli. Drew Richardson scored 2 absolute worldies for them, but in the end it's a comfortable 5-2 win. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that video. Enjoy it while you can, because what usually happens with Skegness when we're doing well is we get ripped to bits and then we struggle. So if you've enjoyed, please do leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications to keep up to date with my FM20 content, and I'll catch you in the next episode.